Okay, everyone, why don't we begin? So we have Sophie, Christopher, Courtney, Dominic, and Gabriel today. Very good. Okay, so why don't we get started? Listen forward. Good night. Okay, welcome back to Dharma Martial Arts. We are here with the intermediate and advanced class. So today we're going to be working on a little bit of pumse and kicking today, right? A little bit of each, as well as some conditioning. So let's get started, everyone. Start with a good warm up. Ready? Jumping jacks. Now, 둘, 셋, 넷, 다섯, 여섯, 일곱, 여덟, 아홉. You raise your knees. 하나, 둘, 셋, 넷, 다섯, 여섯, 일곱, 여덟, 아홉. You jump left and right. 하나, 둘, 셋, 넷, 다섯, 여섯, 일곱, 여덟, 아홉. You forward and back. 하나, 둘, 셋, 넷, 다섯, 여섯, 일곱, 여덟, 아홉. You put your right leg in front, lift up your toes, and lean forward as far as you can. Hold on. 하나, 둘, 셋, 넷, 다섯, 여섯, 일곱, 여덟, 아홉. You change your legs. 하나, 둘, 셋, 넷, 다섯, 여섯, 일곱, 여덟, 아홉. You. Let's step by side. Turn your leg and bend your knee. Dip your hips. 하나, 둘, 셋, 넷, 다섯, 여섯, 일곱, 여덟, 아홉. You change sides. 하나, 둘, 셋, 넷, 다섯, 여섯, 일곱, 여덟, 아홉. You bend your knees. Push them out with your hands. 하나, 둘, 셋, 넷, 다섯, 여섯, 일곱, 여덟, 아홉. You hands on your hips. Make big circles with your hips. 하나, 둘, 셋, 넷, 다섯, other way, 여섯, 일곱, 여덟, 아홉. You hands up to the right and left. 하나, 둘, 셋, 넷, 다섯, 여섯, 일곱, 여덟, 아홉. You make circles with your hands. 하나, 둘, 셋, 넷, 다섯, 여섯, 일곱, 여덟, 아홉. You other way. 하나, 둘, 셋, 넷, 다섯, 여섯, 일곱, 여덟, 아홉. You shake out your legs and your hands. Okay, so today for the first part of our warm-up, let's start with. Okay, we're going to start with a hamstring stretch. Okay, so it's going to be a dynamic hamstring stretch. Excuse me. Sorry about that. Okay, so first one we're going to do is very simple. You're going to stick out your leg like before in this position, or you're going to take your hands and you're going to make a scooping movement like this. Okay, so this way we're going to start to stretch out our hamstrings a little bit more, but moving while we do so, okay? So let's do this 10 times. So let's call it 10 scoops, all right? Ready? Go. 하나, 둘, 셋, 넷, 다섯, 여섯, 일곱, 여덟, 아홉. You. The next one we're going to do, let's do some lunges, right? Nice and simple. Step forward, step back. For this one, make sure your back leg is more straight. So the straighter you keep your back leg, the more of a stretch you get right here, right? Rather than bending your knee, which is a little bit less of a stretch. Okay, let's do this. All right, let's do 10. Ready? Now. 둘, 셋, 넷, 다섯, 여섯, 일곱, 여덟, 아홉. You. Okay, good. Shake out your legs. All right, the next exercise we're going to do today, let's work on your balance. Okay? So next thing we're going to do, right, is you're going to start with front kick position. So have your leg up in the air. You're going to kick. I want you to try change to turning kick position and kick. Then tuck in your knee and then do a side kick. So we're going to do 3 kicks in 1 count. The key here is to practice pivoting, okay? So half a pivot here, full pivot here, then tuck in your knee and balance, and then unpivot, back to front kick position. let's try doing 10 kicks in a row. Okay, so we'll switch between the three positions, but you have to listen for which kick I ask you to do. Okay, so 5 session B. Ha! So bring your knee up. So from here, I can say either front kick, ha, turning kick, ha, or side kick, ha, right? And so try to do the kick in the position that I'm saying. Let's start with turning kick, ha, 1, front kick, 2, side kick, 3, front kick, 4, turning kick, 5, side kick, 6, turning kick, 7, front kick, 8, side kick, 9, front kick, and 10. Ha! Good. Check out your legs. Hopefully you're keeping your balance in between those kicks. Good positioning. Okay, ready? Let's try the same thing with the other leg. 5 session B. Ha! Ready? Bring your knee up. From here, let's start with front kick. 1, turning kick, 2, side kick, 3, front kick, 4, turning kick, 5, side kick, 6, turning kick, 7, side kick, 8, front kick, 9, and side kick, 10. Ha! Let's check out your legs. Hopefully you're keeping good balance while you do your kicks. All right. Next thing we're going to do, let's try this now. We're going to do a little bit more of movement with this one. So make sure you have enough room either to your left or right or forward and back, because you're going to be hopping forward in a straight line. Okay. So let's test out your balance. First one, nice and simple to test your balance. We'll start with just front kick position. You're going to bring your knee up. You're going to hop forward to one end of the room and then hop back. Okay, let's go forward and back. All right, so depending on how much space you have, let's say you only have like 2 or 3 meters, that's fine. Go maybe about 5 times. If you have a little bit more room, let's say like about 5 meters in your room, let's go forward and back 3 times. Okay, or just keep hopping forward and backwards until I stop. Okay, so try to control your balance, your posture, and try to keep your speed consistent. Okay, so we'll do right leg up, forward and back until I say stop. Let's go leg up and go. Let's try to keep your knee up, try to keep good posture, go forward, back, forward, back, forward, back. Okay, and change your legs. Ha! And go. Okay, and drop your leg. Hopefully your legs are a little more warm now. We're going to do 1 jump and 1 kick. So every time I count, you're going to hop, front kick, hop, front kick. So let's work on keeping our balance. Ready? 5 session B. Hop. So bring your leg up, hold it, and jump. 1, third, hop, set, hop, jump back, net, pass up, hop, yes up, hop, yes up, hop, change your legs. Ready, now, hop, third, hop, set, hop, jump backwards, net, hop, pass up, hop. So in between kicks, guys, try to establish your balance. If you feel like you're not stable, don't kick it. Get your balance back, then do your kick. You're gonna rest for 10 seconds. And you're going to try the same thing with turning kick position. Okay, guys, let's continue. Ready, turning kick position. Bring your leg up. Ready, one jump, one kick. Now, ha, third, ha, set, ha, jump backwards, net, ha, pass up, ha, yes up, ha, you go, ha, good, change your legs. Let's try to keep it to 3 forward and 3 back. Out the leg up. Now, ha, good, ha, set, ha, backwards, net, ha, pass up, ha, yes up, ha, good. Check out your legs. Okay. Now that we've done all of that, let's work on some conditioning, shall we? Okay, so first thing we're going to do today, let's start with push-ups. We're going to start with, today, side-to-side push-ups. So on every count, you're going to widen your arms like this. You're going to go wide, and then you're going to put them back together. Then the next count, you're going to go out, push up, and then back together. So this exercise we're going to do, let's do we'll start with 10 first and see how we go from there. Okay, so push-up position. Ready, 10 side-to-side push-ups. Start with your hands close together and then go wide as you push up. Ready, enough. Go, set, net, toss up, yes up, you go, you there, aho, yo, you're good, drop your hands on your legs, check out your hands. Next one we're going to do today is going to be knuckle push-ups. So a reminder for knuckle push-ups, you're putting your weight on your first 2 knuckles, right? And now for this one, if you have a little bit of trouble doing it, let's say you're doing it on a hard floor or, you know, if your wrist just doesn't feel strong enough, you can also put your thumb on the floor and give it a little bit of help by pushing on the ground, okay? But take a little bit of the burden off of your knuckles, okay? But if possible, try to tuck it in and only balance on your knuckles. You're going to try 10 push-ups with knuckles wide position. So this one, your elbows, try to go on top of your fist. So try not to have your knuckles go past your fist. Okay? And then for the second one, we're going to do narrow knuckle push-ups. So this one, I want your elbows to go backwards and your hands to be closer together. And your fists should face, your palms should face one another instead of facing downwards. Okay, so let's do one thing at a time. Let's start with the wide ones first, okay? So hands wider apart, palms facing backwards. Remember, if you need help, stick that thumb out, right? Okay, ready? Let's do 10 wide push-ups by my count. And so duck, 1, 2, set, net, toss up, yes up, you go, you there, aho, you. Good. Rest for 10 seconds, and then we'll try 10 narrow push-ups. Narrow knuckle push-ups. Okay, let's begin. So I'll show you sideways to make sure you guys are doing it properly. Remember, put your knuckles on the floor, right? Put your weight on your knuckles. And have your shoulders a little bit in front of your hands, just a little bit. Okay, so that your elbows can come down properly. So ready, start in position. And let's do 10 knuckle push-ups. Go. 하나, 둘, 셋, 넷, 다섯, 여섯, 일곱, 여덟, 아홉, 요. Okay. Need a little bit more time to finish. Please keep going. We'll take 10 more seconds to rest. Okay, everyone, the next exercise we're going to do today, we'll start with basic sit-ups, all right? We'll just do 20 of those first, and then we'll try some sit-up variations after. Okay, so sit-up position, lie on your back. Okay, let's do 20 sit-ups on your own time. Ready, 시작. Ha! So when you're done, take 10 seconds to rest and allow everyone else to finish up. Try to finish within 10 seconds if you can. 10 seconds from now. Okay. Okay, next exercise for today we are going to do leg raises. So leg raises, nice and simple. You're gonna have your hands on the floor underneath your hips or your butt, right? And you have it pushing against the floor, right? And you have your legs off the ground, knees straight, up, and then as close to the ground as you can without actually touching the ground, right? Don't cross your legs, otherwise you focus on one side over the other. Now, the reason why your hands on the floor, right? Some of you don't do this properly, but you're pushing against the ground for a reason. The reason is so that when you drop your legs, your head doesn't come up. So you want to keep your head on the floor, and pushing against the ground when your legs come down is going to help you not to let your head leave the ground. Okay? So your hands on the floor don't help you go up with your legs. They're there to help you stop your head from leaving the ground when your legs come down. Let's do 20 of this on your own time. Sit up. Ha! Once again, I'll give you guys 10 more seconds to finish, and then we'll continue. Okay, let's continue from here. Next exercise we're going to do today, we're going to do some crunches. All right. So for crunches, make sure you have your shoulders on the floor. Your feet should be up in a 90-degree angle. You're going to raise your head and then raise your shoulders off the ground while having your hands touching the side of your head. So this is important, guys. Remember, don't drag your head up, right? So don't use your hands to lift your head, right? Don't stretch out your neck like that. Suddenly I'm talking differently. Okay, so make sure your hands, don't put them behind your hips. Keep them on the side because you want to just keep your hands in one place. That's why your hands are here, so that you don't swing. All right? So keep your hands touching the side of your head. Have your feet in the air. Raise your head and your shoulders up and up. If you can, have your elbows touch your knees, but you want them to go this way. You don't want them to go this way. All right? Don't move your feet around. Right? If you can, have the illusion of yourself sitting on a chair, but you're on the ground, right? If you move your feet around, you're breaking the illusion of the chair, right? You don't see a chair anymore. When you're here, it looks like, if you're lying on the ground, like you're sitting on a chair that isn't really there. Okay? So we're gonna do that. Once again, 20 times, crunches. Let's go, hands on your head, legs up, 20, sit up. Ha. All right, take another 15 seconds if you need it in order to rest or to finish up the exercise. Okay, from this point, we're going to take a quick water break and come back facing forward. Check. Good night. Go ahead, guys. When we come back, we're going to do some kumse. Okay, so just a reminder, if there's anyone in the comments who, or sorry, anyone in the chat who has not, sorry, let me rephrase again. If there's anyone in the video who has not put their name into the chat, please do let me know. Put your name in so I know who I'm teaching, so I can, cater the class a little bit towards you guys. So for today, let's see, we have Katie, Christopher, Courtney, Dominic, and Gabriel. So if you, okay, so Dominic and Gabriel and Christopher, I need you guys to remind me what belt you are so I know which pumse that I need to cover for you during the class. So if you could enter in your belt level, that would be really helpful. Thanks, guys. Okay, Christopher is a blue belt. Take 6. And we have brown belts for Dominic. Dominic and Gabriel are both brown belt? Okay. Okay, today, guys. Good. Yeah, we'll go through Taeguk 5, 6, and 7 as well. Okay? So Taeguk 5, I think I've talked about quite a lot with Sophie and with Courtney. So we're going to go through that one a little bit less. We'll just go through the movements. We'll do one set of that, and then we'll do Taeguk 6 in a little bit more detail, I think, today. Facing forward. Check. Good night. Consider B. Ready, low block forward, sense enough. Number 5, still. set, net, to the front, middle block, now. Front kick, back fist, middle block, now. Good, front kick, back fist, middle block, step forward, back fist, now. Turn around, single left hand block, step forward, elbow strike, single left hand block, back stance, forward stance, elbow strike, to the back, middle block. Front kick, middle block, hip block to the side, forward stance. Side kick, and side hammer fist. Enough. Hip block, forward stance. Side kick, elbow strike. To the back, middle block, enough. Third. Ha! Paro. Sure. Okay, so just one thing to mention about Takeover 5. Try to remember at the end, the angle of your back leg, of your front leg actually, so I should say. Not straight. 45 degrees to the side. Left leg facing the side of your right leg with your heel off the ground. And your shoulders should be sideways. Okay, so avoid having your back fist look like this. Or like this. Right? Turn your front leg 45 and have your body sideways. Okay, let's go through Takeover 6, like I was saying. We're going to go through this one in a little bit more detail. Okay, so for Takeover 6, the main block is your outer block. So the outer block, right, in back stance and forward stance, they act a little differently. So first of all, let's do a back stance. And let's practice the outer block here first. So from back stance position, you're going to start with your hand on your belt, hand on your shoulder, and your palms facing one another. You're going to raise your hand and block to the side from here. So we're going to go 1, 2, and 3. 1, 2, 3. Try this a few times. 1, 2, 3. Okay, other side, let's try as well. 1, 2, 3. Okay, so this movement, when you're doing it, especially because you're doing it with your leg in the air, a lot of people have some confusion about which hand to do, as well as setting your hands in that position. So I want you guys to think of it like this. Okay, your body is going to end up sideways, but when you're doing your front kick, your body has to face forward first. So do you set your hands with your body facing sideways or your body facing forward? So when do you set your hands? Do you set your hands here or do you set your hands here? Let's see if you guys can tell me the answer. If you're listening, let me know. Give me the answer. Where should you set your hands? Facing the kick or facing the side? Okay, facing forward or facing the side when you set your hands for your outer block? If you're landing in a back stance, going backwards. Where do you guys think you should set your hands? Facing in front or facing the side? So facing here or facing here first? If I'm blocking here. The answer may surprise you or may not, depends on how you guys do. Okay, I'll give you guys 10 seconds to think of the answer. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. One person's answered. And Christopher says facing front. That's good. Okay, I'm pretty sure I gave it away by how I did it. But yeah, when you guys are doing it, when you're doing your front kick, you face this way. So when you set your hands, you have to still be here. Okay, so you have to be setting, your hands have to be ready to block before you start to move anywhere. Okay? So try not to start to land and then quickly move your block. Okay? So prepare for it before you do it, right? So we'll start from this, right? Front kick position, you set your hands, you land behind, and block behind you. Okay, so make sure you turn your body away from your block here when you're doing your outer block. So this is in back stance. So what about in forward stance? The main difference is you're doing your your forward stance. Excuse me. When you're doing your outer block in forward stance, you're going to do it at the head level. So your fist should be beside your head. Okay, so from 1 to 2 to 3, it's 1, 2. Let's try this movement in forward stance. We're going to do this 5 times on one side, then 5 times on the other side. Let's try 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Okay, from here, let's try this on the other side as well. So make a forward stance in this direction. Una, 2, set, net, 다섯. Okay, everyone. Let's face Master Sadati. 차렷. Hello, everyone.
Hi, guys. How are you? I just came to give you a break. Who do we have here? Cole, W. Cole, J. Wang, J. Yang.
We have Christopher, Dominic, Gabriel, Courtney,
Courtney,
and Sophie.
Sophie.
Sophie was
Awesome.
in the Zoom class earlier, actually. So
Oh, awesome. Good job, Sophie. Sophie trains hard. You guys have a great class. Sorry to interrupt.
Okay, no worries.
Just came to give you guys a break. It's a beautiful day. Getting ready for test, everyone?
Yes, sir. They will be.
Very good. You guys are ready. Keep up the hard work. Arigato.
Yes, sir. 감사합니다. Okay, so like I was saying, we're done with our outer blocks, right? So that's the main, most important block in Taeguk 6. However, also I want you to remember that the same movement applies to single knife hand block, right? And when you do it in the forward stance, it's still at your head level. So you're doing it with the reverse hand or the same hand. Back stance, forward stance, right? I guess back stance would be this, and forward stance is this, your head level, okay? So remember that the movement is the same, and also that you have to make a semicircle when it comes to forward stance head block. Sorry, forward stance outer block. I keep saying the wrong thing today. So your hand has to make a semicircle up and around. So avoid going up. So this is the lazy version of the block. That's the lazy version of single knife hand and outer block. The movement has to make a semicircle like this. Okay, so let's go through Taeguk 6 by my count, and let's try to do those movements in the block properly, right? Remember? Okay, so L shape for back stance and semicircle for forward stance. Okay, so let's give this a try. I'm going to face this way, follow from behind. Facing forward. Let's go through Taeguk 6 by my count. Low block. Enough. Front kick, land behind, and outer block. Enough. Set. Net. Okay, from here, when we step to the front, make sure you make a forward stance. Right hand is going to block, but left leg will be in front. Enough. Third, so we kick, land forward riding stance. Step to the side, outer block punch. Third, front kick, and left hand punch. Turn around, outer block punch. Enough. Front kick, reverse punch, enough. Third, cross your legs. Sorry, not cross your legs, have your legs side by side. You're gonna cross your hands. You're gonna fold them down this way. Okay, so the movement looks like this. Hands touching, and then you separate it at the end when you get to here. This should take you 8 seconds. So when you get to here, it's gonna be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Ready, single left hand block now. So left hand, but right leg. Okay, turning kick, key up, ha, and then land, turn around, go block, and forward stance. Make sure you set your hand properly. Now front kick, land behind, outer block, enough. Turn around, go block, enough. Front kick, land outer block. From here, step to the back with your right leg, turn left hand block. Step back to the left hand block again. From here, set your left hand behind for palm block, step to forward stance. Right hand set for palm block, step behind, palm block punch. From here, take your right leg, step back, go back to Junbi. Okay, so let's do a little bit of skill testing, guys, or knowledge testing. Why do we step back in this pumse? Why is this the only pumse where our front leg move is back? There's a reason why, and it's not just because, oh, it's the right answer. It's not just because you're supposed to. There's a reason why your front leg steps back instead of your back leg. Let's see if you guys can figure out the reason why. I'm going to give you 10 seconds to think about it.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Has anybody thought of the answer? Anybody? Why does our front leg step back? Anybody? Do we know why our front leg steps back to Jumbi? Why not our back leg? Okay, so no one knows, then I'll give you the answer. All right, or maybe the chat is just loading slow, but either way, I'm going to tell you guys. So when you do a pumse, you're supposed to end where you start. So if you guys already knew that, then this should become, the answer should come to your mind, right? So the reason why you need to step back to go back to Jumbi in Taegeuk 6 is because you are one stance in front with your front leg when you end your pumse, right? If you think about the number of times you move forward in Taegeuk 6, there's a forward stance when you do the single knife hand block, right? There's a turning kick and you land forward, so that's 2 steps forward, right? And then when you turn around, you still, right? Then when you go forward again a third time for the second single knife hand block, right? So in total, that's 1, 2, 3. That's 4 forward stance movements, right? You move forward, your forward stance 4 times, right? Not to mention when you're turning around, you're shifting side to side, you're moving as well, right? Now, when you move backwards, you do 4 steps back, right? But then that last step, you have to step back to return to your starting position. Okay? Does this make sense, everyone? Okay? So because you're taking, how do I explain this? Okay, you're taking 2 forward stances back and 2 back stances going backwards. That's not enough to cover the same distance as 4 forward stance steps, right? So in the end, when you step back, your front leg has to go back to Jumbi, so they end up where you started, guys. Okay, so hopefully you guys can understand that. Okay, so yeah, that's the first thing. That's not the first thing. Okay, that's Taegeuk 6 in a nutshell. Okay, we're going to go through Taegeuk 7 today as well, right? So I know Sophie and Courtney, you probably don't know Taegeuk 7 yet. If you do, I'd be very surprised. But what we're gonna do is we're gonna go to Taegeuk 7. So you guys can either follow along and try it, or you guys can practice your pumse that you've done previously on your own time. Okay? So I'm gonna go to Taegeuk 7 for Dominic and Gabriel, and we'll see how you do. So yeah, Sophia and Courtney, do you guys want to do it along with us, or are you going to try, are you gonna do it on your own time? Oh, Courtney already kind of knows Taegeuk 7. Someone's been looking ahead. That's okay. That's perfectly fine. Right? Just remember, it doesn't really matter on the test, right? Do the ones. The one I want you to focus on, Courtney, is 5 and 6. Okay, 7. Sure, you can practice it for fun, but like, you know, that's up to you. Okay, so let's go through Taegeuk 7 together. Okay, and then we'll move on and see what we do next. Okay, everyone, facing forward. Sit. Okay. Okay, first things first. Jumbi position. Let's start with a tiger stance, right? Turn your legs in this direction, both this leg and this leg, bending your knees. Show me a palm block, right? At your shoulder level. Not shoulder level, chest level. It's going to be front kick, land behind the middle block. Make sure your feet are close together. When you drop your heel and your toes should be on the same line. Okay? So your feet shouldn't cross. There shouldn't be any space between them. But when your heel is down, your heel and toe should be on the same line, like this, for example. Okay? So the movement is palm block, front kick, and middle block. You're going to turn around on the spot. Palm block with your left hand, but right leg in front. Front kick, run behind, middle block. To the front, twin lower block, so touch your shoulder, head level, and swing your hands down. So twin lower block, remember, your front hand should be in front of your leg. This is like a low block position. That's why it starts from here. Head level, and swing your hand forward. Your secondary hand is just like your twin knife hand block. Secondary hand, right? It's at your shoulder level, not shoulder level, it's at your chest. It's at your solar plexus level, pointing forward. Okay, with your wrist across the center of your body. You ready? Then do one more, step forward. Okay, now step to the side, point your hand,
for your palm block position, but instead of pulling it to your waist, tuck in your hand to your elbow at your chest level. Tiger stance. From here, back fist by bringing your hand to your shoulder instead. So touch your shoulder and swing your hand forward to your mouth level. Other side, same thing. From here, bring your feet together. Make a fist with your right hand. Open your left hand and bring them together. So the movement is going to be, sorry, not from here. This is choreo. So when you were here, you're going to bring your feet together and your hand together. So your right hand is going to be in a fist. Your left hand is going to be open. So this is your starting position. You start with your hands together and you come forward to your mouth level with your thumb. So if you guys can see into the camera here, this is the position I'm making with my fist. Right hand in the fist. Left hand, my knuckles are touching the edge of my palm. Okay, and my thumb goes over my thumb. So this is my ending position when I come up here. Okay, so facing this way, it would look like this. But because we started this way, this is the way we're going. So from here, feet together, hands in front of you. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Next move is going to be scissor block. So scissor block, I'm going to show you towards the camera. Okay, for now, actually, I'll show you towards the camera for the forward movement here, right? So it's 1 and 2. Okay, so left hand goes upwards, right hand goes upwards. You're doing a low block and an outer block with the opposite forearm at the same time. And right leg step forward, right hand up, right hand down. Moving this way, it looks like this. Left hand up, left hand down, right hand up, right hand down. Make sure you have your left hand up, right hand down, right leg in front. You're going to spin around and do a wedge block. So spin around, cross your arms, right, with your palms facing you and your hands at shoulder distance, and you're going to block outwards. So 1 and 2, okay? Think of it like you're doing outer block with both your hands at the same time, okay? Except you don't start from your waist, you start from your shoulder. Okay, from here, you're going to reach forward. You're going to do 2 movements, okay? Because you're doing 2 movements, you have to set your hands twice. Reach for your shoulder. Knee strike. Touch your belt. Double uppercut in cross stance. What does this mean? We're doing a knee strike and a double uppercut. So prepare for the knee strike, do the knee strike. Prepare for the double uppercut, do the double uppercut. Okay, from here we're going to do an X block in forward stance. So an X block is going to look like this. I'm going to show you because my hand's going to be hidden from the camera. Okay, so we're in this position going that way earlier, right? You're going to bring your hands to your left side. You're going to have your left hand on top of your right hand. From here, you're going to step back with your left leg and punch downwards with your left hand so that your hands end up in front of the center of your body. Okay, so the movement is this, but with your legs, it's 1, 2. The key to remembering which hand goes with which is to remember that everything is on one side. So it's left side, left hand on top, left leg's going to move. 3 lefts, okay? So we're going to start from the wedge block position. Knee strike, double uppercut. Hands to the left side, left hand on top, left leg step back. X block. Turn around. Wedge block on this side. Make sure your right hand starts outside for this block. Reach, knee strike, set your hand, double uppercut. Set your hands to the right side, right hand on top, right leg step back. X block in forward stance. Okay, to the back, side back fist, make a walking stance. So side back fist, your hands are going to start in a very similar position to when you did your side hammer fist in Taegeuk 6. But now, instead of turning your hand downwards, you turn your hand only half as much. So from the side view, it's going to look like this. Okay, your knuckles are going to end up at your eye line. Okay, your elbow is going to be slightly bent. Your body is going to face where you're going. So don't start this way. You want to avoid having your side back fist look like this. Don't turn away from your strike. This time you want to turn in the same direction as your strike. So this way, not this way, if that makes sense. Have your body facing the direction you're going and your legs facing the direction you're going. So in this case, we're going this way because this is the end. Side back fist number 1, right? Open your hand. You're going to do a sweep kick. A sweep kick is basically a axe kick to the side. So you're going to bring your leg up, sweep, and then elbow strike. Elbow to the edge of your palm. Remember the edge of your palm? Put it there, okay? Now from here, side back fist number 2. Ready, sweep kick and elbow. From here, single left hand block. Step forward and punch. Ha! Paro. You should bring your left leg step in, right? Okay, so for take 7, there's a lot of details in this pumse, right? So whether you know it or whether you don't, I'm sure there's something in there that's going to help you guys with your pumse. All right? So what I need from you guys to do, number 1, is take note of the techniques. Number 2, try to practice it in sections, okay? You can view this whole part as one section. Here, here, and here. You can see this is section number 1. Section number 2, here, here, up to here. Section number 2, right? Going forward, turning around, this sequence. Section number 3. And going to the back, section number 4. Ha! Okay, so if you can put it into these 4 sections, right, and you practice each of those parts, it doesn't feel quite so overwhelming. Okay, or it doesn't feel like you have as much to remember at once. If you break it into pieces, it's going to be easier to practice. Let's go to take 7. It's going to be by my count still, but I'll go a little faster than I did with less explanation. But I'll still describe what we're doing so you know what we're doing. Okay, so if you have any questions about take 7, either ask me in the comments, or you can rewatch the video, or look online to our tutorial video, which is take 7 in. I can move this chair out of the way. Okay, let's go through take 7 one last time. Face forward, okay, come in. Okay, let's start with take 7 by my count. Palm block, right hand, left leg. Yeah. Third, front kick, land behind, middle block. Turn around, palm block, set. Net, left kick, right hand, middle block. Turn lower block, yeah. Turn lower block, good. The side, supported palm block, yeah. Back fist, good. Set. Net. To the front, slow movement. Remember, fist, holding your hand, right? Come up, mouth level with your thumbs. Scissor block, now. Left hand up, left hand down. Third, right hand up, right hand down. Turn around, wedge block, now. From here, knee strike and double uppercut, now. X block, now. Turn around, wedge block, knee strike, double uppercut. Excuse me, X block, now. To the back, side back fist, now. Sweep kick, elbow. Thirds, side back fist, sweep kick, elbow. Single left hand block, punch. Ha! Paro. Sure. Okay, so if you have any questions about Takeoff 7, please do let me know. Unfortunately, we went a little bit over time because I was talking a lot. So it's not really you guys' fault or anything, but yeah, we are running just a 45-minute class for this. Do keep in mind when you guys are practicing, especially the higher pumse, there's more detail involved, right? So you have to think a little bit more. So try not to just go through the movements. I mean, okay, so let's think of it this way, guys. I want you to practice pumse not just for memorization. So practicing it for memorization is remembering what move to do, right? Like I was saying, right? This is what I was saying earlier, right? Palm block, kick, middle block. Palm block, front kick, middle block, right? That's what you do. Practicing how you do it is thinking about details like, okay, my stance is supposed to be, right? No space between my heel and my toe. My palm block is supposed to be at my chest level. Front kick, my hand's supposed to land chest level, right? So this is practicing how you do something versus practicing what you're doing, okay? So it's important that when you're practicing your pumse, you think about what you're doing and how you should do it so that you do it right, okay? So this is how you can kind of have a mini instructor in your head. So like I said, all right, when you guys are doing pumse, I'm not there. When you're doing pumse on YouTube, on the YouTube class, I'm not there in person. I can't see what you're doing. I can only see what I'm doing, right? So the only person at home who can fix you is you. So you have to watch how you're doing your pumse, either by thinking about and checking yourself in a mirror, or
right? By taking a video of yourself doing your pumse, and then watching how you did, right? And then you think about how you can do it better, right? What you can do better. Because at this level, right, you guys are starting to get to advanced and intermediate level. If you listen carefully in classes, if you listen to the things I'm telling you, you should know things like, number one, how to do the techniques, what good habits should look like, right? And when you see someone else do it, you should be able to tell what they're doing right and what they're doing wrong. So it's a very simple example I'm going to give you guys. I want you guys to try and see if you can figure out what I'm doing wrong. I'm going to give you an example from Taeguk 5, for example. Okay, so here's an example of doing Taeguk 5 wrong. And I'll show you, okay. Everyone here knows Taeguk 5, I assume, right? So tell me what I'm doing wrong when I do this. Okay, I'll give you guys 10 seconds to answer me. There's clearly something wrong with how I did that, right? So I want you guys to think about it and tell me what I'm doing wrong in those movements. There's at least one or two things. Be as picky as you want. Some of you know how picky I am. So hopefully you guys have picked up those habits when it comes to pumse. Leaning down, very simple. Leaving my hand, leaning my head forward. Very good, right? So you can see that something is wrong and you know what I'm supposed to do. I'm supposed to keep my back straight when I do a forward stance. Okay, good. That's the most obvious one. But was there anything else? Did I do my hammer fist right? Did I have my stance correctly? Or my L stance? Not really, right? So this is what I mean, right? You can think about like the most basic thing, but also think about the little details. Okay? And if you can see that in yourself, then you can fix yourself without having me do it for you. Okay? So like I said, this is where you become the instructor. You become your own instructor. You become your own teacher. And you can fix what you're doing. Okay? So if you guys can do that, you're going to have a lot more improvement. Okay? If you can correct yourself at home when you practice, you're going to practice better. Okay? So it's 100 times better to practice good technique 10 times than to do bad technique 100 times. If that makes sense to you, you can understand why practicing the right way is so important. Okay? So good practice and bad practice, they're miles apart, especially when you're at an advanced level, right? Think about how you do it and think about how you should do it. Think about how you should do it. Think about how you are doing it and what's the difference between the two. If you can see a difference between how you should do it and what you see yourself doing, you know there's something wrong and there's something you need to fix. And that's what you guys have to do at home when you're practicing so that you can improve a little bit more, guys. So, yeah, that's my little speech for today. Hopefully it helps you with your pumse. We will see you guys next time. And hopefully next week, we're going to work a little bit more on kicking. So if I forget that, or if I focus on pumse too much, remind me that we're going to do kicking next week, guys. Okay? So happy Halloween. Hopefully you guys have fun. Stay safe during COVID, right? You know, if you are going out, which I hope you're not, right? Stay safe, stay clean, right? If you're staying home, well, you know, hopefully you guys have something fun planned for Halloween. I do. So that's the end of the class for today. And we'll see you guys next time. Facing forward. Check it. Good night. You guys practice this week, and we'll see you next time.